Looks like I am 4th or so on the waiting list. So we'll be waiting a little bit, but we'll get on there in due time. Not looking to stay super late, probably 2 o'clock at the latest tonight. Let's get off the Thursday schneid. Holy crap. Would you believe we got a Thursday that's actually going good? Oh my gosh, I'm going into the hotel. Too many people in there. Well, we've made it back to our familiar place, the Hampton Inn lobby. Very comfortable, cozy in here even. Quick update, been playing for probably 2 hours or so. Got into a few interesting hands on this Splash Pot Thursday. Fun table for sure.
Let's hear it.
I was at, I was pretty drunk in Vegas at the El Cortez Casino. And
I don't know why that's
and a bunch of Asians playing baccarat. So I go and sit down, and then it's not as small. And then not a single, and then they're all playing, I sit down, and I start playing, they all sit out for like 20 minutes until I leave, and then they start playing.
The White Dragon! First interesting hand is the first hand that got involved in. But we are joining you from the future, Monday, March 26, 2018. First hand, we are dealt 2 red aces, pocket aces in the cutoff. There are a few limps to us. We make it $18 to go, and we get 4 out of position callers, so 5 ways to a flop of 10-10-4 rainbow. Everybody checks, and we go ahead and check behind this time. The turn is another 10, and it checks through again. A little passive on my part. I think I can probably get some value here a lot of the times by betting either the flop or the turn. I think I like the turn a little bit better. But we check it back, and the river is an ace. It checks to us one more time. We put out a smallish bet of $30 and get looked up by the small blind, who shows us Jack 4. So our hand is good, and on Splash Pot Thursday, we've just created a splash pot. And we are lucky enough in this hand to look down at Ace King offsuit, $100 splash pot. A middle position player makes it 7 to go. And I laughed, and somebody laughed, and he said, "Oh, I meant to make it more than that." And as you know, I've had that problem myself. Anyway, the low jack calls. I believe I'm in the hijack this time, and I make it 100 straight. And then madness ensues. The cutoff ships it all in for 137. The under the gun player, who had limped in, makes the call, and then the original raiser in middle position calls all in as well. I think for a little less, but it was also over 100. So a lot of money in the pot on the flop. 4 ways with 2 all in, and it's not that awesome for us. Ace, Queen, 10 with 2 clubs, but do not have a club.
I check. I check. I check. Gosh. I don't think you would have called anymore either way.
Splash pots. And so I also met a guy named Larry today, and it's funny, I sit down at the table and he goes, "Man, you look familiar." I don't think he talked like that, but he said, "Man, you look familiar. I don't know you. you know, like a YouTube video or something? I was like, yeah, I make some poker YouTube videos. So it's kind of cool to run into somebody who has seen my vlogs here at the Star. And I did get into a significant hand with this gentleman. I am in late position with Queen Jack offsuit, Queen of Hearts, Jack of Diamonds, I believe. There's a couple limps to me. I'm gonna get 16 to go. And our man Larry is in the blinds, and he bumps it up. He bumps it up to 35. So a really small 3-bet usually kind of denotes a lot of strength, in my opinion, when they're from the blinds like that. Anyway, one of the middle position players who had limped in, a real wily old guy, shout out Floyd, who covers us both, makes the call. So for that price, I can't go anywhere. I think I can win a pretty big pot from Larry should I hit and hit big. And so I make the call, 3 ways to a flop, and sure enough, it's a pretty dang good one for us. King 10-7 with 2 spades, I believe. Larry leads out with a C-bet of $40. Middle position player makes the call. I make the call as well. The turn is about as glorious as you can get. It's an offsuit 9. And Larry doesn't slow down, but he pumps the brakes a tad. He bets $45. The middle position player folds, and I make it 145. He makes the call, so now he's got 101 behind, heading to a river. And the river is an offsuit jack. Larry thinks it's a bad card for him, and he checks it over to me, but it's actually a pretty good card for him. Saves him a little money, I believe. I move all in. He folds, doesn't put his last 101 in, and he shows me aces, folds aces face up. I showed him, I said, that's actually a pretty good card for you on the turn, saved you a little money. I showed him the turned nuts, and that's the biggest pot we won today. Not too much more happened. There was a time that I got aces in early position. I raised a 16. I got 3-bet to 46, I believe, and I re-raised him to 125 or so, and then he folded. Doing pretty good right now, up 300, 350 or so. Splash pots for another hour and a half. We'll get back in there.
You want to be in my video?
No, not today. I look like crap.
Just kidding.
Maybe a different day. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 20, 40, 60, 85.
Boom. Thank you.
See that shirt? It is a full moon tonight.
Fun. Alright, let's go. I was like here or like casinos.